I'm gonna let this window up a little bit and I'm gonna show you why this method works. You can see this window. There's absolutely no slop in this window, side to side motion. Therefore, that's gonna make it a tight fit right here in the seal. Now you can two-stage this if you like or whatever. This is a bottom loading video. I'm gonna let this window back down. My opinion, piss poor design, put the switches way over there. But, you know, I guess they do that in case you want to take your doors off. I'm gonna start right here in the center. I'm gonna try to keep my head out of the way. I've got my phone in the seat here so I can see what I'm doing. But I'm gonna bring this thing up here. I'm gonna pull this down. And once I pull this seal down, I drop it in the center. Straight down like this. Then I've got this hanging. Now, as you're putting this back in, I'll go over that later. There is, when you pull it out, a lot of folks will say, man, that's a bunch of work. It really is not. I'm gonna pull this up. It comes way out from down in the runner down here. Ain't that crazy? Some of you folks will say, how the hell are you gonna get that back down in there? Well, I'll show you. We're gonna pull this up. And now what we have is the complete rubber. Well, that door won't close all the way. It's the complete rubber out of the door of the vehicle. I'm gonna take a rag, take it down here, wipe this seal, make sure it's clean. Again, I'm gonna wipe around this seal. Then I'm gonna tuck this up in here. Wipe this seal. I say seal, I guess slot for the seal. Now, when I roll this window up, here's where the trick comes in. You remember before when I moved it, there was no slop? You see this? This allows you plenty of room right here to drop your film off behind the rubber. Okay guys, I've done scrubbed and prepped this glass. All I like is my final squeegee. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna spray my slip solution on here. I'm gonna give it my final squeegee. The gap I have. I bring it around the top, and with this gap that's on this thing, and using this wave blade, I'm able to tuck it up behind it, squeegee all that out. Then I'll make every stroke straight down, just like I was scraping the window. Pull all this down, just like this. Now I'm going to take the window up. I'm going to go all the way across the bottom. I'm going to bring it over here. And this tool I have is called the Quarter Stick Pro. It's stuck down in the rubber. What I'm using this for, I'm going to hold this rubber open, flush this edge, then I'm going to flush down between the glass and the rubber. Flush this side. And I'm going to ease my window back down just enough for me to load the film. Before I load it, I'll one more time take my lint-free rag, wipe off my prep blade, whatever your choice of prep blade is cool. Wipe that. Then, since I have this vehicle set up the way I have it, I'm gonna rock the window out. Since there's no seal in it, I'm gonna flush all this water down like this. Then when I get to the bottom, I'll flush this just like that. Okay, I put that on there. Now I'm gonna put a light coat of my mountain solution, my bottom loading solution. One more thing this allows me to do, it allows me to cut a bigger pattern so the film goes all the way behind the rubber seals. Now, I'm gonna bring this film in, floating on the back of my arms. I go right over here to the short side. Now I'm careful to hold this film so we're not touching anything on the back side or over here. I'm just gonna drop this film right down in the seal, push out on the window, and you see it's just going falling right behind the lower rub rail. It drops right off in. I bring it over to the back side, put that on the glass. I'm gonna slide into position, and I'm gonna ease this window down just a little bit after I tack it off so you guys can see the edge and where it's at in relation to the edge of the window. This is a DeHydra 30 degree. It's a new size we have, and what I like this for is the edge. It allows you to get up into the edge and the corners without your handle hitting on everything. You can turn this thing all the way back this way and still squeeze you. With a standard blade, you can't do that with it. I'm gonna make one stroke this way, just lightly pushing on the film so I don't move it around. And I'll make one that way. Then I'm gonna check my edges, make sure I'm where I wanna be, because I'm gonna shave this glass for you guys. You see all that water I sprayed on the window there on the tent to make this slide? That's right, I didn't either. I'm using what's already on there. I didn't add any more water to the outside of the film. That's the beauty of this blade and my sledgehammer blade. They glide like butter. All right. You can see how it fits along the edge. And you can see how far it goes up behind the seal. Okay, I think I got you back where you can see what we got going on. Now, what I'm gonna do in this case, I'm gonna lightly push that out. I'm gonna ease this glass all the way up. And I'm gonna finish off the bottom. We just took the quarter stick out. I'm gonna bring it straight down the center. Doesn't matter if you work left or right first. All right, now we're gonna use this as an extractor. I'm gonna put heavy pressure on this blade. I'm gonna push all the water I can out from behind this film. The design of this blade and the edge of this blade is unique to the DeHydra and the sledgehammer. I make and cut this blade. I designed it and everything in-house. This is the Blue Frog. We're one of the first distributors to have this. This is a high Teflon content card. Really glides well on the glass. It's an excellent detailing too. I bring it down, I start in the center and go one way. Start in the center and go another way. Now, if you ever do this, always take the tool out. If you don't do anything, wipe it on a rag, your shirt, or whatever. This way you don't pick up this grit, transfer it up top. Okay guys, I'm gonna shave this window for you. I've got a little knife sharpener that we use religiously. Both myself and Bruce have one of these. That blade's about wore down to nothing. And this is not even a name brand stainless blade. This is an off-brand stainless blade. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what we do and why we do it. I shot a video showing how to put this end on your knife to make any knife a shaving knife. I prefer a red dot. That's 3 clicks. We're out 3 clicks. I let this ride against the film on the glass. I'll put a little moisture up there so when it's riding on it, we don't create any drag. Just gonna lay it up here like this. And what this allows you to do, it allows you to push the body of the knife up against the film so it holds it to the glass so it doesn't, if you'll see, I can raise it up and create a spot there where it comes off the window. And it allows you to hold the film to the glass while you're shaving. Now almost always, I don't like to do radiuses to the right, it's just, I'm a creature of habit, so I'll bring it this way, cut that part, then I'll go back over here and run down off of the radius into the blind side of the door. Now with that felt being gone, you can run this knife all the way down past edge, which I'll show you that in a minute. It breaking on you, you feel accomplished. Well, I feel accomplished on this. This is done. The edge is shaved, and we're about to put the seal back in. Okay guys, it's time to put the seal back in. I'm gonna lube this up down this track where it runs. Same thing down in this one. I'm gonna let the window down this part of the way. And I'm gonna take this seal and the part that goes down in the door, I'm gonna lube it. All right, now I'm gonna go over here from the outside and I'm gonna get this started. I will tuck this seal up in the groove where it actually goes. Get it started against the glass. I'm gonna hang it over the door. I'm gonna come on the inside here, make sure I've got everything where it needs to be. And I'm gonna ease the window down to about right there. Now this rough spot I was telling you about when you're putting this thing in, there's a rivet that holds the channel in that can cause you just a little bit of grief. It's nothing major. Right there it is, bottoming out. If you take this thing, just pull it back and hit it one time, shove it down, it goes right down past that. And once it does, you're home free. Take this thing on down. I try to keep it leaned out so I can work it down to the bottom. And you'll have a, on this side of the window, you notice on the outside there's an actual stop where it actually got a notch in it where it stops right there. And when it does, you know you're all the way down. And when you get it down like that, you can push this part of the channel up into the framework on the door. Then you take this piece, put it around in there. Just like that. Now the same thing on the back over here. I'm gonna lube this. It doesn't have near as far to go before you reach the channel limit on it. So I'm gonna bring this over here just like this. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna get it in the groove and in between the glass. The glass will be your guide, just like this. Slide this thing down. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I roll this piece out so we're over the channel. Slide this baby all the way down. She's now bottomed out. And put that there and that there. Now I'll bring this piece up, tuck it right in. Same thing on the back side. We'll make sure we got all this around like this so we're fitting nicely. Push that up in the corner. I'll come around and try to get out of your way. I'm gonna bring this up. That fits. Roll this edge out. And it's in. Now you've got a tent job that you have no light gaps. You bottom load it without pulling the door panel. You have a perfectly shaved edge.